Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be back working on this Epiphone Les Paul Special. Kind of looked it over here a while back, beginning video. Kind of rebuilding it from bits and pieces, a lot of stuff missing when I got it. So I've came up with pickup rings, bridge, tailpiece, jack, even the truss rod cover. Just had to try to scrounge up stuff. Got the neck over here gluing up. I think you can see that. The scarf joint came apart. The fretboard was off. The truss rod was out. I didn't get a chance to film that, but I've got it gluing back up, drying. So that's going to be something coming up. Come up with some tuners. So kind of getting it put back together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some pickups that I got out of that Les Paul Chibson that I got several years ago, and we're going to use these pickups. They're not wax potted, so they're a little bit microphonic. Especially with overdrive, it's just pretty rough. So we're gonna give them a bath in some wax today and see if we can calm them down. As far as the resistance on them, the neck is a 12.2, the bridge is 11.7. So, you never know about these things. Most all of them are labeled the same, FC52, FC50, about any kind of Firefly, Chibson, any kind of Chinese import guitar budget is going to have that type of humbucker pickup in it. So, got a little crock pot over here with some hot wax in it. So I'm going to move the camera over here and we're going to see if we can do something with these. Alright, I hope I can get both of these in here. I haven't done any humbuckers in this thing. So hopefully I can get them both in here at the same time. And what I need to do is get these screws and springs out real quick. So I don't have to clean that mess up. I should have thought of that before I went to put them in there. It's really windy down here today. It's April the 21st or 22nd, whatever it is. Pretty day, but it's windy, very windy and cool for the time of year. But I'm going to enjoy it because it ain't going to last long. Then it's just going to be hot. Okay, that's got the screws and the springs out of the way. I bet you I can only do one of these at a time. Yeah. Okay, we're going to let that stay in there and get the air all out of it. And hear it really coming out. Coming out, as you Canadians say. This sort of helped these pickups though. They're what they are, but this guitar is what it is. So, it is what it is. I try to use stuff up. I try to use... Some stuff is just beyond using. It's just total junk. But stuff that I feel like I can reuse and make it something that's going to last, I hate to just throw stuff away. So I try to use all I can of it. And this is the way I do this, which is probably all wrong. And I'm sure if it is, I'll know about it. I'll hear about it. So, if this is all wrong, please put a video up on your channel on how to do these things. Because something I've noticed quite a bit is the people that criticize what you do, if you go look at their channel, they have 0 videos. And if you're that knowledgeable about stuff, please share it. Now, I forgot the springs on that while I was standing there doing this. While I was being cynical and hateful and all that, I forgot to do this. It's all right, we'll get it done. We'll get it out of the way. I hadn't done a video in a while. I'm kind of rusty. Not that I was ever any good at it, but it's been a while. I've just been too busy trying to do other things, and I hadn't even had a time to really work in here in the shop. I've tried to sort through a few things, get things organized. It's a whole lot better than working in there where I was. I still got a few things I may show around here just a little bit because I'm not done, but anyway, I'll show you kind of what I have done maybe, if you're interested. Okay, let's drop this one in. It may not be perfect, but it's going to be better than they were. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. And I guess watching this is really interesting, so anyway, I'll get the camera maybe if I can get it off here without a disaster. Kind of shake everybody up. Kind of show you what we got here. It don't even look like it's under there, but it is. But you can see the bubbles coming up as I move it around. I should have had a little more wax. Well, there was a lot of air come up out of there. Definitely going to help these things. Can't hurt. And I don't think it matters what kind of wax you use. I mean, I'm just using Gulf wax, just like candle wax, paraffin wax. Wax is wax. What it's going in there to do is seal up those voids and, you know, cut down on all that interference. And I don't think beeswax, paraffin wax, I don't think it really matters which one you use. So there, I'll let them cool off a little bit and clean them up, and it ought to be better than it was. So anyway, while that's happening, I'll just kind of show you around, kind of just getting started with this shop. Been working on it a long time when I had time, and you can definitely see that wind blowing out there today. Really blowing. But, you know, kind of, I'm still putting stuff away. Got a few little odd ends in here, kind of make it kind of cool. Of course, we got to have our Georgia clock. Got a few guitars hanging up here. A lot of projects, stuff I've got, you know, still have to put this drawer in. Kind of organizing stuff. Here's the neck. Got it clamped down. So we'll be working with it. But anyway, I'm getting there with it. I still got to work on some other stuff in here. This is where the amps, guitars, all that's going to be eventually. So kind of, it's like 12 by 22. You know, it's gonna be plenty big enough, kind of a studio workshop. I've got another garage out there where I have my bigger power tools and stuff like that. So, gonna put some rugs down, stuff like that. But you know, got to put another light up. I still got that old ceiling fan hanging up over there. I did put a LED light up here. Probably blind everybody with that, but. Lot better than where I was at. A whole lot better. Okay, I got the pickups cleaned up. Got most all the wax off the cover, but they got a pretty good dose of it, I believe. So, you know, judging from the pickup, the mountain screw holes, there was plenty of wax there, so the whole thing got that be pretty good shape. So now I'm gonna try to attempt to fish these things through here and get the pickups mounted. There's not a lot of extra room in this cavity. It's a pretty tight fit. But these will actually look pretty cool. I thought about using those pickups that came in that Sammy Les Paul that I got here a while back. The Ibanez pickups that come out of an old Roadstar or something. I actually thought about using them. Then I decided, no, I had these, I'll use those somewhere else. I looked and there's actually a little demand for those Ibanez pickups, so I'll hang on to them. I'll either sell them or use them in something else. But we're gonna make this thing work, because it was definitely headed toward the dumpster. And we're going to try to bring some life back into it. I know this is kind of a thrown together video, but I'm just taking the time to make a video. I hate for y'all to pay all that subscription fee to subscribe and then not have a video to watch. You know, it don't cost a thing to subscribe though, so it'd be great if you would consider doing it. That's anymore, I don't know. I see a lot of channels bigger. I'm like tiny, small channel. But I see a lot of channels that have 40 and 50,000 subscribers that are kind of talking like they're struggling to get views, get their stuff out there now. So I'm not sure what to make of that. But if, you know, like, subscribe, man, whether we're any good or not, we put time into it. And don't have to do it. I don't get paid a thing for any of this. I hope somebody can learn a little bit of something. Even if it's nothing but how not to do something. That was fairly easy. Sometimes these can be a pain. One good thing about the Les Paul Special is they have the switch down here. You know, you don't have to run that all the way from up there to the upper end. So that's kind of a handy thing. If something's going all too smooth, something will happen. Like none of the screws line up with the holes, which seems to be the case. I think his wires got me. Maybe. Maybe. Still don't act like it wants to go right. All right, let me wrestle with this and I'll be back. Okay, I couldn't get these holes to line up using this cover or surround, whatever. So I found another one that looks to me like the holes line up. So I'm going to take this out and see if that fixes the problem. I mean, there's this very, very, very little difference, but these are just some that I've had laying around that could have came out of anything, who knows what. So, you know, that happens sometimes. There's just that little bit of difference, like with a Stratocaster. When you buy an Austin or a whatever kind of style strap, the pick guard, something ain't gonna be right. So there's no telling which, where this thing come from, but there's just a slight bit of difference. We're gonna see if this makes any difference. I just get to fight these springs and stuff again, is the thing. But that's just one of those things. Well, it would help if I put the spring on it. Always got to be something different. Excuse me. At least I didn't put it on there backwards. And I glued the fretboard back on the neck and didn't forget to put the truss rod in. So hey, I'm gonna roll. Well, it looks like we're dealing with the same thing. I wonder if this pickup is a little too big and we have to trim some of this out, but yet it looks like it's lined up properly. Let's see if I raise this up. So, I think these came with an open humbucker without the covers, so it could be that the cover is hitting the route. I may have to trim a little bit of that out. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we're like just a 1/16 of an inch low. So anyway, we're gonna have to, but on the bottom, well, maybe it is just a little low. So anyway, I'll have to cut just trim a little bit of this out to make a little clearance. And that's probably a good place to leave this. We've covered about enough today. Kind of know I'm still in the world, still around. So, we'll get back on this. The Samick Les Paul, I'm going to do a thing on it, got it done. So we'll get all this together. Maybe it won't be so long before I do another video. So I appreciate everybody watching. Until the next time, see you.